Okay, moving on to topic 2, which is our second review of the evening or afternoon, whatever time it is. We are reviewing SF9's RPM. I actually don't know if we've ever reviewed SF9. I can't
don't think
remember.
you guys have.
I've listened to that. We talked about them in releases, obviously. A decent amount. Pretty much all of their music has come out since we started recording.
Yeah, you guys always somehow don't review SF9 or Pentagon, which I'm like,
That's true.
these are two well-known groups. Like, why don't you guys do them? But yeah.
Well, here we are. We're reviewing SF9's RPM, their newest mini album. We're starting off with the title track, RPM. What do you think, Baron?
So maybe this says more about me than anything, but I don't know who these people are at all.
Because you don't pay attention to girl groups all. Yeah, they're going to be at KCON, that's true.
The only song I know about them is like I think they released a song in like Q1 because I remember reviewing it in like.
Oh yeah, it's their worst one.
I actually really like that song, so maybe I like them. I don't know, but
or you'll hate all the other songs. You'll only like the bad stuff.
Having zero preconceptions of what the group was because I didn't know anything, but the song is really good. It's like totally a banger. I really like their smooth vocals. The rapping could be hit or miss in some of the songs. I did like it in this song. There's like that weird like bridge where like the first half of the bridge is rap and the second half of the bridge is vocals, but I thought it worked pretty well here. I think the most controversial part of the song I would assume would be like that pre-chorus drop that they do into like the vocal chorus, but I thought it really worked well and I really enjoyed it. The first time I heard the song, I was kind of like pleasantly surprised. I was like, oh, I think I remember SF9 from that other song. Don't remember what the song was, but that's like 2 songs in a row I like from them. So maybe I need to do some more research on them. The music video, unfortunately, I thought was really dumb. Like it's way too try hard and like I didn't understand what was happening. They were wearing like super cheesy outfits. Yeah. And like I think that style can work if you acknowledge that it's dumb or cheesy. Yeah. But they seemed like to be taking it way too seriously. Yeah. So I was just not here for it. And there's like the fog machines and like the lights.
Like the lasers.
Yeah. So not a fan of that, but the song itself is really good, and I quite enjoyed it.
Yeah. So my first comment is, when did SF9 become NCT 127? Because the opening of the song sounds exactly like an NCT song. Even like the tone of the rapping sounded similar, like just their style of rapping at the beginning, just reminded me 100% of like an NCT song. But yeah, I agree with you. I think I don't like the like super stereotypical drop for the first part of the chorus. It just seemed too uninspired, like not interested. It just didn't do anything interesting or new. But I think, like you said, once the singing comes back in, mixed with like the really good synths, it kind of makes up for it. So I think overall I enjoyed it, but I wish that drop wasn't there, or was at least a little bit more interesting or new or different. Something was different about it, because it just seemed very stereotypical. Also, where did this guitar come in for the second chorus?
Right?
And why did it leave so quickly?
It's so good.
Because why wasn't that there the whole song? That guitar part was so good, and I was just like, this could have been an awesome rap rock song, and the guitar was there for such a short time. That would have definitely made me like the song a lot more. Not that I didn't like it, but there were parts I didn't like. I think the music video, like you said, it's a low budget, which, I mean, you can't fault them for that. It's got a weird futuristic vibe. I think I was fine with it. I do agree that they kind of took it a little too seriously for how low budget it is. But I also think the choreography makes up for it, because I think the choreography is really good.
Yeah, I agree with that part.
So overall, I think it's a decent song. It's not one of my favorites, but I didn't dislike it. What about you, Sam?
I loved this. Like I wasn't a huge fan of their last one. I don't even remember what it was called. I think it was Enough.
I don't remember their last one at all.
I think it was Enough. I didn't like. I mean, I love SF9. They're one of the few boy groups that I still like really try to follow. I mean, there's really no title track from them I didn't like, except for Enough. And I thought this was great. Like this was like right back on track to like their sound. Like they've kind of explored new things. Like they had O Sole Mio, which was like the Latin one. They had Mamma Mia, which a lot of people hated. I loved Mamma Mia. But I thought this was awesome. Like the very beginning with the Young Bin rap is just like so good. Like I loved it. Roan's vocals really impressed me in this song. Like I didn't know he was that great of a singer. To me, he's always just been the visual. So I'm like, oh, he's probably not like that. He probably doesn't sing that well. But no, he sings phenomenally. But overall, the vocals were just incredible. The drop weirdly works. Like I hate drops. It doesn't bother me in this song. And I'm wondering if it's just because I've heard so many bad drops that this one like is like okay.
It's not good. It's just it's there, but it's not
but it's
offensive.
Like better. Yeah, like it's better than the other ones. I'm like, okay, like I get what they're going for. And I mean, it's so quick that I don't get mad about it. It's like it drops and then it's like into the chorus. So I'm like, okay, it's fine. And yeah, the guitar in the second verse is so good. Such a great decision to do that. And I love the constant like bum 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 they do and how they like harmonize with it and like the bass is going with it as well. But yeah, I mean the beginning of the song is definitely the best part about it. I don't think it picks back up. I think it starts really strong. You know, and they have the guitar that also like adds something to it, but the rest of the song is kind of like, okay, it's just the same thing over and over again. As for the music video, it's an SF9 music video. Like they're so weird because they're always low budget, but like it looks like they have money. Like it's not.
Yeah.
And I mean, I like the aesthetic of it. Like the blue, purple, and white color was really cool. Whenever it would go like brown or green or whatever, I didn't care for it. But I don't understand why their music videos aren't better. I mean, what is it? FNC?
I was gonna say they're under FNC, so they have FNC has money because it's FT Island, CN Blue, AOA. They're not focusing on other groups
either right now.
Well,
like,
Cherry Bullet. Cherry Bullet.
That's
where all their budget's going. Yeah. Cherry Bullet's got so much money. They've got so much budget for their music videos. SF9 got screwed.
So don't tell me that they don't have this money for these. Like,
no,
they
FNC's
like putting effort.
Probably like top 7 of the biggest companies. Like,
so I think that's
they're
one
not
of
a small company.
That drives me nuts because they do the cliche boy group music videos every time, except for Mamma Mia. I love the Mamma Mia music video. Questionable styling, but it's a great music video. I think. I know a lot of people hate it, but yeah, Cherry Bullet gets all the money, which is so like weird because usually it's like groups get more.
Because they make more money. But I guess.
But yeah, and then the choreo for this wasn't as exciting. I mean, SF9's known, I think, for their dancing, like their choreography. They do some insane things. Like I highly recommend just watching their dance practice videos because they just do some really cool, like choreographies. But this one was, which is kind of how I felt about their last one too, especially after Now or Never. Like that choreography was so good. So it's kind of dropped a little bit since then. But yeah, overall. Very happy with this title track.
Yeah, it was funny. I was actually looking up their company because I was like, wonder if they're under a small company. And then you said FNC right when I got to their Wikipedia page. I was like, wait a minute.
It makes no sense.
For the record, it was called Enough. Baron gave it an 8. I gave it a 7, and you gave it a 3, Sam. so
I was very disappointed with that.
That was our thoughts on Baron's comment was yes. Sam's comment was, "This is easily their weakest title track."
Listen to their other title tracks, and that one is just like
I apparently liked it.
It's not enough, you know.
Well, I guess an 8's probably like a 4. So, if you don't get that joke, come to Discord and do song ratings,
or just come to the Discord anyway,
or just come to the Discord and see us yell at each other over song ratings. Cooper said. They kind of went back to old SF9. Some light electric guitar fell out the verses lightly. The light electric guitar fell out the verses lightly. Thanks, Cooper. Very redundant. I'm just gonna start bagging on Cooper during his reviews if I find.
But he can't defend himself.
Yeah, exactly. Then it opens.
He's not gonna listen.
Yeah, he definitely won't listen to this. Then it opened up beautifully. Well, now he has to because he's listening to all our reviews and writing down the scores. So.
Oh yeah.
Hi, Cooper.
Then it opens up beautifully in the pre-chorus, the ruins and in-song's powerful vocals. The build-up is so good, then the drop happens and I kind of love it. I think it's only because the second half of the chorus is so powerful and bright. So yeah, similar to me, like I think the second half makes up. The two contrasting halves make it super satisfying to listen to. The MV is pretty cool. They've pretty much stuck to boxes lately, but I like the futuristic aesthetic. The choreo is of course great. They always come through with powerful and interesting dances. Next we have Round and Round. What do you got, Baron?
I don't have that many thoughts on this song. It's a nice song. I thought like the vocals again are quite good actually. I like the way they sound. I wish they like harmonized a little bit more. Like I guess going back to like Red Velvet, but vocals are good. I have no complaints about that. The instrumental is really fun. Like there's like a good like drums in the background. There's good little guitar that pops in here and there.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, good song. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I thought it had a great guitar intro. I really like sentimental like guitar focused songs from guy groups. And I thought the song built exactly how I wanted it to in the first verse. The drop chorus, it has a drop chorus, but it builds well to it and it still fits that sentimental feeling. It's not like out of the blue crazy EDM or anything. It still sticks to that theme. And I like how the trumpet synths follow the singing. I love when we have parts like that in the music, where the vocal melody and the synth melody is the same. Also, I thought after the first verse, the rap part that follows is really, really good. So yeah, overall, I like the song.
Yeah, I thought it was a good song too. I thought it was kind of a nice, like bring it down a little bit after the title track and how like kind of upbeat that was. So this was kind of a good follow with it. The chorus I think is just very feel good. I like it. And yeah, I agree. Like the build up from the chorus in the pre-chorus into the from the verse to the pre-chorus to the chorus, I think is really good. And I like how the drop or the hit is like it's off, like it's not like right on one, so it's kind of delayed. I think it's a cool little thing they did. Yeah, and they had a live stage for this. It's not very good. I thought the choreo was weird. At one point they're like on a line and then like one of them starts like dancing and then like he stops and then like the next two dance and it just looks like they're wrong. I don't know. I wasn't a fan of this live stage and I was like, this is a weird song to have choreo to.
Yeah, like sentimental acoustic guitar, like
yeah,
song is usually not the one you get choreo to. Usually it's just them sitting in a chair singing or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's a good song.
Yeah. Cooper said their promoted B-side. I think there's stronger songs on the album, but I do enjoy this one a lot. I don't really know how to describe the song. I do like the drums in the pre-chorus. Not sure what genre this is, but I like it. Sentimental pop music, Cooper, is what I would call it. Next we have Dreamer.
So the beginning of the song is really bad, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I was almost out on the song like the first, I don't know, like 20 or 30 seconds is just not good. But then like it kind of comes back and it kind of like brings me back into it. All the vocal parts are good. There's like really good like backing vocals and like some ad-libs behind the vocals that I liked. The rap parts, they're not bad, but they feel kind of out of place in the song. I didn't really like how they like meshed or didn't mesh at all with the rest of the song. Overall, just kind of like it's not a bad song, but it's definitely one of my least favorite ones. Just kind of meh.
Yeah, I said, what is happening in this intro? It's got like movie soundtrack, epic sounding out of nowhere brass stuff. It's just like, I don't know what's going on. It's a really weird. But then it leads to just like a Monster X style banger. It's similar. It's like the banger, but like with the vocal focus. But overall, I'm gonna be honest, like the song didn't really stand out to me at all other than the intro, and the intro stood out because it's weird, not because it's necessarily good. I think the vocals were good, but the rest of the song was just fine, and it just didn't stand out.
Yeah, that's how I feel too.
Yeah, I said this was my least favorite song. I think it just didn't hit with me. Like there's something about the vocals in the song that I don't like. I don't know, it's something about how they like hit my ears. Like it just doesn't feel good. I don't know, like the whoa or whatever. I don't like it. Like the song to me is just like it's try hard, but they're like not trying hard enough at the same time, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I'm not a fan of it. Like it sounds out of their range when they're doing like ad lib stuff. Yeah, I could do without it.
Yeah. Cooper said the intro makes me laugh. It's so over dramatic, but the verse kicks in and it's super hard EDM and hip hop stuff that I love. They have so many good vocalists. The raps are kind of meh, but I still really like the song. Next we have Liar.
So this is another song I really enjoy the vocals. It's like they're like dramatic and maybe almost a little bit too over dramatic, but I think it still works with the song. The instrumental is really fun. The only thing is I wish this is the song where I really noticed it seems like they didn't do like any harmonizing at all. They just all take turns singing the entire song, and I wish they didn't do that as much.
I thought it had a great piano and vocal intro, and then they added in the guitar part. I also love the delayed drop, and how chill and fitting to the song that the drop is. It was building, and I was really ready for the drop to just ruin the whole song's vibe. But I think they did a good job with it. So overall, I liked it.
Yeah, I loved the pre-chorus. I loved how empty the chorus felt, and I wish they didn't drop as early as they did. Like I would have liked it if it had like more of like the kind of quiet background for a little bit longer in the chorus, and then maybe in the second half actually have the drop, or maybe just the first chorus in general not have the drop and then bring the drop in later in the song to have more of an impact, because the emptiness was so good and I kind of wanted to like enjoy that a little bit more, and then I was like, oh, okay, there's the drop, okay, I don't know. But yeah, overall it's another one, like the song's nice, didn't do too much for me, like it was pleasant, wasn't bad. Could have been better.
Yeah. Cooper didn't have much to say. He said, I love the darkness of the song. It feels emotional and dramatic in the right ways. Next, we have See You Tomorrow.
So this song is like kind of interesting.
It's an understatement.
Kind of interesting. Okay.
The vocals are really good. The rapping I actually think works quite well in the song. The instrumental, it wasn't quite doing it for me. Like it sounds like a little bit, I don't know.
He doesn't like you're the one that doesn't like Infinite, right?
No, I do like some songs of Infinite, but not all the songs of Infinite. But it's okay. Like it's a good song. I like it. It's not one of my favorite ones. It's like a little bit too like all their songs. They border right on the edge of being like too overdramatic, and I don't think this crosses the line. But it's mostly just the instrumental for me that holds it back.
Oh, I'm on the complete opposite end, and I think this is like some of the best, most amazing instrumentals. So it's, and like Sam said, hinting at it, like I think this song was straight out of Infinite's playbook. It's very, very much like an Infinite title track, I felt like. But yeah, it just, the song just like took me on a journey. It's like, it starts off with like amazing falsetto. And I was like, okay, I'm into this. But it felt like it was building to a generic Tropical House song, to be honest. That's what I thought. Like that build right at the beginning after the falsetto, I was like, is this gonna be like Tropical House? Which I'm like fine with, but I like it a lot more than most people. But still, I was like, okay, I mean, this would fit with the album. But then a rap part comes in, and the rap part at first has just got like a standard EDM beat. But then the vocals come in and the instrumentals get better. And then the chorus happens and it brings in like epic strings. And then there's drops into this crazy glitch synth part. And then there's another rap part with the amazing strings. And I'm just like, this song just blew me away. Just kept taking me into places that I wanted it to go, but didn't expect it to go. Because I guess my expectations were lower, not really knowing SF9 or much. Like, and based on the previous songs on the album, were all pretty, they were decent, but they didn't really surprise me much. Where this song just blew me away. So yeah, this was easily my favorite song on the album.
Yeah, this is the best song on the album. Might be my favorite SF9 song.
SF9 song, yeah.
Yeah, or at least maybe B-sides. Although I was doing a listen through of their other albums the other night, and they've got some good standout ones. I'm like, wow, this is like in a whole other world than their other songs.
Than their other stuff. Yeah, that's what it felt like with this song. This song felt like it was leagues above the rest of the album.
I found that's what most of their albums are like. The albums are like, yeah, 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 and then all of a sudden there's that one song where you're like, whoa, where did this come from? And this is that song. Like the chorus of this song is just so satisfying and just like amazing. Like the melody of it is just it's so good. And like the vocals are great, the drop is great. The second verse with like the strings and I think it's Huyoung and Chani are the ones who rap with it. It's just so good. And then the bridge, we got like the build, and I think it's Juho is the one who's rapping there. And it's just epic. It's such a good song.
Mhm.
Like I wish they did more like this. It's like they do so many like mediocre songs and then just that rare like gem that is just is perfect. Like
Mhm.
I really hope they would perform this at KCON. They probably won't, but
Yeah.
it'd be
No,
so
they have
great if
enough
they
title tracks where they're just gonna do title tracks.
did.
Cooper agrees with us. He said this song is anthemic, which he used last week too, so that's his new favorite word, I guess. This is probably my favorite song on the album. The chorus is so over the top and the strings add a lot. This album's doing an amazing job of showcasing their vocal talent. And finally, we have Echo.
So, unfortunately, I hated everything about this song. It sounds like the instrumental sounds super dated. And there's like those like weird like wub dubs in there. I didn't like any part about this, and I don't want to hear it again.
That it?
Yeah, that's all.
Yep, that's what I figured, but I wasn't sure. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't cutting you off. Yeah, I think it's got that acoustic guitar and like sentimental vocals to start, which I'm fine with. And it's got that Chainsmoker style drop that I still enjoy. I know Jacob and Andrew don't really like it anymore just because it's overused. But yeah, it's very reminiscent of 17's like Don't Want to Cry and what was the other one? Thanks, I think. Yeah. But yeah, basically that's all I've got on it too. Like, it's decent if you like that kind of song, which I do, but nothing stands out. Like it's another one of those just like, it's fine.
Yeah, it's a meh song. Also, one of my biggest pet peeves in songs, especially K-pop songs, is metaphors. And they're saying "you're my echo." Like I hate that. It's like I just think that's so lazy and stupid, and it just never sounds good. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not the worst one I've heard. Like, there's been ones that are like "you're my playground." It's like, okay, but I hate it. I hate that. The rapping in the second verse is just a mess. But yeah. I mean, I'm glad it's not like a ballad, but
Mhm.
yeah, it's not great.
Cooper said the song I'm not really big on. It feels too one note, and I feel like I've heard it before. It's not bad, just nothing about it really stood out to me. The voices are still really good, but I won't come back to it as much. So it seems pretty overwhelmed, or like we agree that the song's definitely one of the weaker ones. The problem is it followed like one of the most amazing songs ever, and then it's just like you're back to your like mediocrity. Okay, let's get to scores.
So for music, I liked all the songs on the album. Like Dreamer was kind of okay. Didn't like Echo, but the rest are really good, and I really liked RPM. So I'll give it a 5 out of 7 for music. The concept, or like the styling, I'm gonna be like kind of mean here because I didn't like it at all. But their dancing is good, so they get like some redeeming points for that. But they only get 1 out of 3 for that. So unfortunately, they only get 6.
Wow.
For me, I think I give it a 5.5 out of 7 for music. I think most of it was fine. See You Tomorrow was a big influence on pushing that score up. And I like all the songs that I didn't like. It wasn't that I hated or I thought were bad. They were just like, yeah, I've heard this before. It's pretty generic. Like, it's not interesting or like new. So I didn't really want to take a ton of points off for that because it wasn't bad. So I just did 5.5 out of 7. And then I was nicer. And I think I rate the styling mostly on choreo. So I gave them a 2 out of 3 for a concept. The music video, the low budgetness obviously was a big factor in why they lost a point there.
Yeah, overall, I think this is one of their best albums, I think. I mean, on first listen, I loved it. I don't know how I feel so much about it now, if I still love it as much. After like listening to it a few times, whereas like with Red Velvet, the more I listened to it, the more I was like, wow, yeah, this really is one of their best. This one I was like, okay, maybe not as great as I thought it was. Still might be one of their best, but it's nothing spectacular. So yeah, I gave it a 5 out of 5, or sorry, 5.5 out of 7 for music. And because I'm so sick of these low budget music videos, I gave it a 1.5 out of 3 for concept. So 7 out of 10.
Okay. Cooper did not leave any overall notes, but he gave it a 5.5 out of 7 for music. And he gave it a 2.5 out of 3 for concept. I guess he enjoyed the music video more, or just liked the choreography so much that it made up for it. So the average is out to a 7. So good, not great, which is pretty much how I feel about the album. It seems like most of us agree. There's a couple standout songs, but the rest of it's pretty just meh to okay. So let us know what you thought in the comments. What do you think of the title track? What did you think of the album tracks? Did you like the choreography? Did you like the low budget cheesy music video? So that's it for our SF9 review.